Welcome back to the Marlins here on OOTP 26. As you can see, we have not quite started this full season yet here. We are a couple days away. Most of our players cleared waivers, or all of our players cleared waivers, but we have one problem, that is Yuri Perez has enough service time where he can refuse an assignment. And as we know, Yuri Perez has been one of the most disappointing pitchers in this series, if not the most disappointing pitcher. We signed him to that very, very team-friendly deal, hoping that he would turn into like a stud, at least like a stud stopper for us at the very least. He has turned into absolutely nothing. His pitches are good, his stuff is good, but it never leads to anything good. His extreme fly ball, the movement's never good enough. So he throws a very straight fastball, essentially. It does not work, and he has the 2 more years of team options. So I'm curious, if I go to release him, I would just have to, I guess that's the options of those 2 contracts? Yeah, that's, okay, so it's this current salary plus those 2 options. And like at this point, I think we might just bite the bullet and get rid of that, because he doesn't have any trade value. At least I don't believe so. We will shop him for something. I'm sure nothing's going to pop up. And nothing pops up, as I suspected. So yeah, I think that we are just gonna... I think we have enough. Yeah, we have enough to eat it. We are just going to release Yuri Perez. First, we're going to add him to the former fish list. And then we are going to release him. And we're just going to pay it right now. Bang. Pay the thing. And Yuri Perez is no longer a member of the Florida Marlins at any level. Another thing I wanted to mention is that last year's second-round pick, Peter Caruthers here, who was part of our very top-heavy 2 very good players. I already forget the name of the guy we took in the first round, but I think we took an outfielder, and then we took this guy. This guy was a much higher potential. We look at his scouting here. He's already dropped down a ton. Just an absolute ton. So right before the draft, he's a 75. Then we take him as a 65. Then he's a 60. Now, he's just suddenly a 50 potential, according to our scout, looking like he's like a 5th starter sort of guy, 4th starter. And who knows if it develops, because this game, like I've talked about, the pitching development is either bugged or a mistake, or who knows what the hell's happening. Or maybe it's just intended to be that way, because fuck me. Well, that's the first time I've ever gotten that. Jacob Miller has suffered a severe right shoulder injury, but the diagnosis is not yet complete. All I know is that it's severe. What was he, on the shoulder, screaming in... not on the field, screaming in pain? What is going on? And we have also just received news here that Jacob Kisting has ruptured his UCL. This guy was the player that we traded for from Minnesota in the Luis Robert trade. We got him, Cameron Cawley, and Jalen Nolan. Jalen Nolan was immediately bad. We let him go. Cameron Cawley never turned out to be anything for us. Jacob Kisting was a prospect at the time who was improving a ton. He had a bunch of pluses in his scouting profile. And I think all he's had is injuries since he came here. So we traded for him in 2027. You can see here, shoulder inflammation, suffered a setback, sprained ankle, hamstring strain, rotator cuff strain, bone chips in the elbow, and now a ruptured UCL. So Jacob Kisting looks like his career might be fizzling out here, as he, doesn't really... he pitches well when he's on the mound, but he's never on the mound. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? Jacob Miller, 26 years old, torn labrum, career over. I guess that's the 2nd time he's torn his labrum. He has had a lot of shoulder, he has this shoulder thing, he had cuff tendonitis, he had a torn labrum in 2027, and then he tore his labrum again, and I guess it's so bad that he has to retire. So now we just lost a useful reliever to a career-ending torn labrum. Okay. Add to former fish. And just immediately put you on the 60-day IL because you're no longer going to play baseball. I already preemptively put him on the IL, the 10-day IL, because it said it was a severe injury. So I was like, well, clearly he's going to be out for a while. and we called up Peter Hubeck to take his place on the roster here, but I was not anticipating a career-ending injury. Jesus Christ, folks, we got another serious pitching injury here. Christian Scott in our rotation, not having his greatest year here, giving up way too many home runs, and now torn UCL, and it's just immediately, hey, 15 months. Not even a year, 15 months. And is an expiring contract as well. So that'll be the end of Christian Scott as a Miami Marlin here. We'll just automatically put him here on the former Fish, and 60-day IL, you go. Folks, it might be happening again. It might be going on again. We are 4-10 in one-run games. You can see here our offense has been plenty fine. We're 4th in runs scored. We don't strike out. We steal bases. We're not getting value, even though I didn't change the base running. One thing that I think did change was the stealing bases, because I don't think I had it this high, and now it's yellow, so it's like locked into a certain percentage. I don't know. Maybe it was that high, but yeah, we're not doing well in one-run games. On the road as well, we're really poor. But the offense, I feel like, is fine. The pitching has been problematic. The defense has been problematic. I don't know what the hell's going on there. I guess we just called up Noble Meyer. Like, Waldrop looks like he's been fine. He's been good. Cerna's been fine. Noble Meyer has 1 start. Dustin May has a good ERA but a bad FIP. Weathers was doing well, but now he's not. Also, Dustin May is giving up a 1.9 home run per 9. That's completely unacceptable, especially as a fucking ground ball pitcher. I mean, Jesus. Kin's been good in the bullpen. We called up TJ Griffin. He's been really good in limited time. Peter Hubeck has been, like, fine in the bullpen. Joseph King has not been good in the bullpen. Same with Kohanowitz. Dylan Lee's been, like, whatever. Carlos Meza's been good. Wagoner's been not great. But, like, what the hell's going on with the defense here? Like, first base, we have bad defense? Sure, whatever. Brooks Lee only has he has a big dev boost to his defense this offseason, and he has a bad... he doesn't have a bad. He has a 2 ZR, but not as good as you would expect. Lara's not doing great. Acosta does have good ZR. Duran's playing a decent left field. Dylan Head's not. Like, I just don't understand why this guy can't play a good center field. He has a 1.9 ZR. Last year to 10 ZR. Like, what? Figure it out, man. You're a good player. Figure it out. Vargas has a bad ZR in right field. Why is he doing that? Why is he having a bad ZR? Figure it out, man. He is hitting, though. He did spend some time on the IL with a sprained ankle, but he's back from that. He's hitting well. Figure out the defense, man. I mean, there's nothing really we can do to, like, really give us a huge boost defensively. I don't feel like we should be that bad defensively, though. Like, 9th? That seems absurd. What is, like, you're telling me there's 8 teams in front of me that have better defense than we do. I guess it's because we're not getting, like, a huge boost from shortstop and center like we normally would have one of my teams. Man, I don't even know. Do we... Like, we can't send down Acosta. I mean, Jesus. Are we really getting tanked that bad because our first base defense has been that bad? I should mention that the platoon is working on the short side. Samillo is doing his job. When he gets in there on that shortstop platoon, he rakes. So Nick Samillo is doing his job. Nicholas Partridge, though, is not doing his job. He is not performing whatsoever, and that is the bigger side of the platoon here, and he is just not getting it done. So we need him to pick it the hell up because he is a vital part of this team working. And also, how does he have a negative ZR at first base? He's a 70 rating at first base with 60 range, 55 errors. Like, he could play third base. He could play you left field at a very good rate. But he can't play you first base? Make it make sense. Are we just at the point now where we might just have to, like, mix Diaz in against right-handed pitching, even though he's not good against right-handed pitching, and hope that maybe he can get tap into some of this development if I play him against righties, because you can see here as a bench player he's doing well. I don't know. I just don't know. We did just win a one-run game, and I should also mention that Miguel Palma has really been awful. You can see he's currently on a 2 for 44 through his last 9 games. He has been on the Who's Not Hot list for quite a while now. And you look at his WRC plus, it is a negative. He has been a truly, truly dreadful player this season. He was doing the every third game at catcher, but we've for multiple weeks now, we have put Ramirez, because he has really solidified himself back to being that like very, very, very good catcher offensively. So I honestly, he's been so bad that even his like high leader trait is something like he's not our only leader, is he? No, he's not. We've got, I guess these guys are like edge of roster guys. We do have a captain and a Costa. Like, he's so bad, I'm tempted to be like, hey man, Grindlinger, I mean, he's bad in AAA. Oh man, what do we do? What do we do? And he's a low leader. Oh my god, now we're getting more pitcher injuries. Ryan Weathers is out with rotator cuff tendonitis. Alright folks, it is July 11th. That means it's time for the first year player draft, and as you can see, we are not really struggling much anymore. We do have some things that have been kind of weird about this season, but we are currently sitting atop the NL East division, tied with the Philadelphia Phillies for that first place spot, and then the Mets are behind us, and then the Braves are below 500, 7.5 out. So, not exactly the strongest division this year in 2030, but overall, I'm not going to complain too much about where we are sitting in the standings because we're doing pretty well. So we take a look at the team stats here. You can see one-run games still not great. We're 2-9 in extra innings, 10-16 in one-run games. Not great there at all. But so far, even with these two atrocious stats, we are still performing quite well. And you can see here, last time we checked in at the pitching, it was quite terrible. It has gotten much better. You can see here we got the best bullpen ERA, the third best overall ERA, third in runs allowed and WAR, top 5 in hits and opponents average, fourth in home runs allowed, third in walks. The defense is still a bit suspect, but the pitching has rebounded quite a bit, so that's good to see. The offense has dropped down a little bit since the last time. A lot of these were like 1s and 3s. Now we're looking like more so middle of the road with the offense. But one thing we do well is that we have one of the highest WARs. We get on base very well. We're still 6th in runs scored, which is still respectable. We don't hit a lot of home runs for whatever reason. We don't strike out, and we steal a lot of bags, even though we don't get like any value out of it. Because, I don't know, the last year all I did was we dropped the base running aggressiveness down 1 tick, and it just immediately made the base running value go up. But I'm on the same setting it was last year, and we're not getting any value out of base running. So, and then there's also just some guys that like for example, we'll take a look at Vargas here, who's having a really weird year, who's really, really, really good at the plate. 154 WRC plus, 385 WOBA. He's got 17 doubles, 14 home runs, 48 ribbies, 45 runs driven in. He's walking. He's not striking out. I mean, just an incredible hitter. But the thing about him is that he's always trying to steal, because you look at his ratings here and you're like, okay, he could steal some bags for you. But every year he steals at a horrible rate. And I don't know, should I be going in here? And it's not like I have him, stealing more than anybody else. Should I be going in here and going like, hey man, just never like override and just like never steal? Like, do I have to do that at this point? Maybe something like this? Because I don't know. I just feel like he shouldn't be stealing. I don't really want to go override because I don't want to mess with the other stuff, but I don't know. He loves stealing. He loves running into outs. And then for whatever reason this year, he's been a terrible defender in right field. The year after winning the Gold Glove. So I don't know what the hell's going on with him. But while we're talking about Vargas here, we can go over the rest of the bats here. We'll sort by WAR. Wilfredo Lara, once again having another good season, 2.8 WAR, 133 WRC plus, 12 doubles, 19 home runs, leads the team, 58 runs driven in, also leads the team, 47 runs. That is only behind only behind Head for the team lead. Lara walking a ton, one of the best walk rates on the team. And he's doing this all with a 238 BABIP. So Lara has just been an incredible player for us. Brooks Lee, he's been steady as ever, 2.6 WAR, 121 WRC plus. He's leading the team in doubles like he always does. He's getting on base. He's currently in the leadoff spot because Dylan Head was not performing there for us. Neither was Jarren Duran, which we will get into. But Brooks Lee is another guy who's stealing a couple bags, but at a terrible rate. And I don't believe we have yet. Once again, he's not a guy who's going in there we're telling to steal a ton at a terrible rate. Vargas, we already talked about. Dylan Head has a 2 WAR for us this season. The bat has kind of dropped down a little bit, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. And also, Dylan Head's one of these players who I feel like he has way more value offensively than his WRC plus and his slash line is really ever going to say. Simply because he's a very old school player in my mind. He's not getting on base as much as he did last year, but he still swipes bags at an incredible rate. He's playing center field good enough. He's got like a 90-ish WRC plus. And when he gets on base, he just gets into scoring position. And that's why I liked having him at the top of the lineup, because of that old school mentality of like, get the speedy guy on, swipe second, and then bang, you got your 2, 3, 4 hitters up. And Dylan Head is like the fastest player on the team, and he's on second base because he just generated himself over there. But I just felt like it wasn't good enough with how he was playing, how he was getting on base at a not great rate. So now we have him towards the bottom of the lineup. So maybe there's a lot of situations where he gets on, swipes second, and then the top of the order comes up. So, you still kind of get that effect with him. But I like it. It's an interesting concept we got going here. You can see Agustin Ramirez has cooled off a little bit, but overall has still been a very good player for us this season, which we'd love to see. 10 home runs, love to see it. Max Acosta's been like whatever. The ZR has not been great. If you look at his ratings, it's just whatever. He hasn't been great. Nick Samillo, he's been really good in his platoon role. You can see here 130 WRC plus in his short slide platoon against lefties. 6 doubles, 5 home runs, walking a ton, the highest walk rate on the team. He's got a 355 OBP, 466 slugging. The thing about him, though, is that he is an absolutely dreadful defender. -2 ZR, and I mean, you could have seen that coming with these first base ratings. But still, Nick Samillo, he's a first baseman, whatever. He's playing very well, and we're just going to hope that he can keep performing in that short slide platoon role, because he's been very good in it. And then Nicholas Partridge, once again, he's actually come around with the bat here. He's got a 112 WRC plus. He has, I think, got off to a very slow start. If we look here, yeah, April was not great, May was not great, and then June just really, really tore it up here. And then so far in July here, he's kind of sliding back down, but very small sample size so far here in July. But June really, really, really got his OPS up there with the 180 WRC plus, the 971 OPS. So now, yeah, looking much better as a first baseman. But still, I don't understand why his defense is so bad. 70 rating at first base, negative 1.3 ZR. I also don't know why he's playing third and second at all, considering he's not listed anywhere on the lineups there. I guess we run into situations where they kind of just need a guy and he can play those positions, but whatever. And then we also have Camilo Diaz, who's been up and down, but mainly as a bench player. I still like him, but he has not been that great this season. But he's still going to be on the team. He's still liable to pop off. Still very valuable to have as this left-handed or against left-handed pitching bat, lefty masher type guy coming off the bench. Jarren Duran's been very, very disappointing. We've been trying to do like a platoon thing ever since Duran's really slid off, as where Duran, as a left-handed bat, plays against right-handed pitching. You can see here he's been a little bit better against righties than against lefties, but not anything great. And we've been trying to play Judd Fabian on the other side of the platoon, who I guess has been good against lefties, but, nothing special. And Duran's just been really bad. Nolan Shawnwell's been kind of underwhelming as well. He did get hurt for a little bit, went down to AAA on a rehab stint, did very well down there, came back up, and when was that injury exactly? It was the very beginning of June. So if we look at his, not pitching splits, what am I doing? His major league splits. Yeah, he's been good since he came back. So he got hurt in June for a couple weeks, did a rehab stint, then came back, and he's been good. So he's starting to turn things around. I'm optimistic that Nolan Shawnwell is not going to be a complete waste of a contract. We believe in him. He's my boy. He's my guy. He's a legend on this channel. So Nolan Shawnwell, we believe in him, and I'm hoping he can continue to traject upwards. But Miguel Palma, I mean, I can't even describe to you how right now he's currently not listed on here, but there was one point where he was like on here for like, the numbers on here were just insane. It was like, oh, he's on here for 20 games and he's 2 for 55. And then I simmed a day and it immediately lowered the numbers. Like, the game isn't capable of showing a certain amount of numbers on here, but he's been so bad that what it did was I simmed a day and it cut off like the first 10 games of that streak and then just listed the last 20 games or whatever, and it was ridiculous. That's how bad Miguel Palma's been. This is the first time I've looked all season where he is not on the Who's Not Hot list. But you can see here, it's not like he's hot. He's got a negative .8 WAR, negative 7 WRC+, no doubles, no home runs. And remember, this is after last season where he was like, I might be better than Ramirez at this point. And now he's just like, actually, the lights are too bright. Get those lights out of my eyes. I can't handle the pressure here in the big leagues, even at being a backup catcher. So this guy, I mean, figure it out, bud, because, I mean, we need to make a change if you're going to keep doing this. And I already would have if we didn't have an injury problem with Trent Grindlinger, who is currently out for 1 to 2 weeks. It was multiple weeks. You can see here it's beginning like halfway through June, so it's been like a month at this point. He got gout? What the fuck is this guy doing? But yeah, even with this guy's bat, I would have called him up at some point just to get somebody who's not just like at all times incredibly angry and just like having a negative WRC+. And like, I guess this guy could have a negative, but I mean, even a 58 would be better than what Palma's giving us. And now, taking a look at our makeshift pitching staff here, a lot of changes have been made to this staff, as you will see. Also, I should probably change him back to a reliever. So let's just sort by innings pitched here. Hurston Waldrop has been like the one steady hand for us this season. He has been great. He is the reason why our pitching staff has been so good. Him and Keegan Akin, they have just been leading the way. Hurston Waldrop, 118 innings pitched, 3 WAR, 159 ERA plus, 75 FIP minus, a 2.5 ERA, a 3 FIP. I mean, he's just been great. He has been great. He has been an ace in every sense of the word for us this season. Just incredible. We love to see it. We will probably be trying to extend him at some point this offseason. We will see. But Hurston Waldrop, he's been great. Everything we could have asked for. Dustin May is currently on fire. We'd love to see that. His home run was at 1.9. He's dropped that, so he's kind of steadied down. He's pitching well. Ryan Weathers also pitching well as of late. Love to see that. Luis Serna just has not been good. We even tried pitching him as a follower at one point. That was not going well. So now he's just straight up in the bullpen, and he has no options. And really the only reason we haven't waived and DFA'd him at this point is because that we traded such capital for him that it just, I don't know. It feels like we're giving up on the trade too soon, but we might have to at this point because he's just been that bad. But also we don't have any like immediate options. We're like, we want this guy up right now, but we shall see. But he has not been good. Meanwhile, Davison De Los Santos is just tearing things up in Yankee Stadium. I guess I could have seen that coming. I guess we would have been better off having Davison De Los Santos DHing or playing first base for us this year instead of Shawnwell with how they've performed. But, you live and you learn. We made the decisions we did, and now we are living with them. And we will, we're still in first place, but, De Los Santos' pop could definitely have helped us this season. But like I said, you live and you learn. And the rest of the team, though, like King, he's kind of been a little bit better as of recently, but not anything great. Keegan Akin, he's just been fantastic. He's 35 years old. I mean, the guy just continues to be very, very impressive to the point where I'm just like, man, we might give him we might extend him. We might bring him back next year at 36 years old because he's been that level of good for us the past 3 seasons. And, like, why not, man? You know, why not? He wants to come back. We currently can't afford him. He wants a good chunk of change. We will, rediscuss this in the offseason. I'm not going to give him a 3-year deal, obviously, but if he wants to come back on like a 1-year deal, I would not be opposed to that. And then Cameron Wagoner, we did give him like 2 starts. If we take a look at his stats here, was not great as a starter, but he's been solid as a like long relief, avoid high leverage guy. So, congrats to him for finally getting to the big leagues and being not terrible. Noble Meyer's actually been surprisingly good. I just kind of called him up purely out of what basically I called him up when Christian Scott got hurt, I think it was. It was either when him or I forget if Scott or Weathers got hurt first, but whichever one got hurt first, I then called up Noble Meyer simply because he was tearing things up in AAA. I was like, this guy's been really good. Let's reward him. He's limiting home runs, even with the extreme fly ball in AAA. And if he's doing that at AAA, I mean, why not give him a chance in the big leagues? Because AAA is such an insane home run environment. Might as well. So we call him up, 9 starts, and he's been really, really good. He's got a 3.11 ERA and a FIP, 30% K rate, a 23.4 K minus walk. I mean, he's been great. The Westland, Oregon, man. We love to see it. Fantastic stuff. Keep it up. And we were also looking at Mike Carrier at one point to call because he was pitching pretty well in Double-A. He wanted to be in the big leagues. I'm like, this guy, he could probably hang in the rotation with the home runs allowed and whatnot. So we called him up after giving a little stint in AAA where he was like, whatever, got unlucky with the ERA. And then what do you know? He's in the big leagues and he's getting unlucky with the ERA once again, running a high BABIP. But, that's probably tied into how our defense has been poor this season. But we believe that Mike Carrier will be a good pitcher. But for now, he is in our rotation. Maybe not long-term, but for now, he is. And that's our makeshift rotation. Ryan Weathers is back from injury, like I talked about. And then the rest of the bullpen, we got Kohanowitz, has not been good. Don't love to see that. Carlos Meza has been very good. 2.05 ERA plus. He's got a sub-2 ERA, a 2.2 FIP, striking at 26% of batters. Dylan Lee's actually been quite good for us. TJ Griffin's been really good for us in 25 and 2/3 innings. And then we talked about Mike Carrier. We've actually realigned the bullpen to be one stopper in Keegan Akin, and then we have lefties, because our lefties have been the best. They get righties out too, so why not just hang with the lefties? So this is like this is our group of like 3 high leverage guys here, and then we've got Kohanowitz, Meza, and King, and honestly at this point, I trust Meza and King way more than I do Kohanowitz. So I feel like I should be using these guys. Or no, we should be going just normal usage for these and then maybe use Kohanowitz less often and then also give him like a long relief or like a mop-up role. But yeah, that's probably what we'll rock with here for the bullpen up until the trade deadline. It will be coming up soon, and we will probably be looking to acquire some like pieces on the edge of our roster here. It'll probably be like maybe like a starter and a reliever. A left fielder might be an option, but also, we could go with one of these guys. These guys we were talking about, once Duran leaves next season, we go with one of these guys already, and we might be at that point where we're like, hey man, maybe we just trade Duran for like a reliever, even though he's been bad. And we play one of Jorge Garza, who's been really good in Double-A. We call him straight up from Double-A. I would not be opposed to that. Or we can go with George Mikov. Right now, I'd probably be... I don't know. They're both performing very well. If we called him up, we would move Vargas to left and play him in right. And if we called up Garza, we would probably do the same thing, to where he would play right, and then Vargas would go back to left. But... yeah, I mean, either of these guys would be good options for us. Maybe even both of them. You know, they're righty lefty. Maybe we send down Fabian, we trade Duran, and we bring up Garza and Mikov, and they just platoon in one of whatever corner I'm playing them in, and then they also, whoever the bench guy is, provides the backup fourth outfield role. That might be what we do. That might be the way to roll. But we will make that decision after we do the draft here, as it is time to dive into the first-year player draft here, because it is July 11th. We have the 29th overall pick this season. The Giants have the number 1 overall. They jumped from 4 to 1. No huge risers this year where they jump from like 12 to 1 or anything like that. But, 4 to 1 is a decent jump there. And Angels totally getting screwed, going from 2 to 5. Sucks to suck for them. But we will hop into the draft here, as the number 1 overall pick this season in 2030 will be Joe Chandler of, you're telling me this guy went to Idaho high school? A Coeur d'Alene Charter Academy. Just imagine the type of shit that's going on at that school, man. I mean, that's probably more problematic than Gunnar Henderson's high school. Don't look it up, by the way. Nothing fishy's ever gone on at that high school. Or that town. Nothing problematic's ever gone on in that town in Alabama. But yeah, Joe Jitters Chandler here, 1-1 to the San Francisco Giants. Also, I'm just now realizing that I totally forgot to do the draft scouting combine, so we're going to have, like, nobody scouted well. Because it's such a poorly implemented feature in this game, and such a useless feature in this game, that it never even registers in my mind to do it. It's not, and it also doesn't even like alert you, like, oh, today's the combine, it's time to do it. And if it does, I totally glossed over that, because I'm pretty sure it doesn't. It doesn't like stop your sim and be like, hey, it's the combine, time to do it. So we're gonna have not a lot of scouting accuracy, just average on everybody except for a couple highs, it looks like. So yeah, not great on my part there, but we'll wing it. We'll see how it goes, as we will move things on to our selection here, 29th overall. And there are some players here. Scouting director suggests we take Perry Campbell, great name, high school infielder, really good personality, really good looking bat. He's already highly durable. Definitely intriguing to take Perry Campbell. Line drive hitter, you loved that. Any like college starters perhaps, or like college anybody? We got a college reliever here who I don't think I would take, even if this guy is going to be, really good. We already took a bunch of college relievers who were kind of making their way to the big leagues pretty quickly. Danny Chandler here, not really a defensive home for him. Went to Yale. Nothing problematic going on at that university either. I feel like I might be leaning Perry Campbell at this point, just because my scout likes him, and he does look like he's the best bat available here. Like, this guy's all contact, no gap. This guy is really interesting player. Huge pop, also huge avoid K, but nothing really else is that great. And I would definitely prefer Perry Campbell, because that guy has no defensive home. And there's this guy. Okay. Now this is the type of guy that I would take over Perry Campbell. College infielder, definitely a third baseman. I would not play this guy at second with 45 turn double play. Definitely a second baseman. Maybe we could get a dev boost to play him in corner outfield or something, or definitely a third baseman rather. So like first baseman, third baseman guy here, but I mean, look at this profile. Line drive hitter, uses the whole field. He sprays it all over. High work ethic, high IQ. 85 gap power potential, 85 speed potential. The guy can bunt at an elite level. He can swipe bags. He can get you a doubles. He's got some decent pop potential, decent eye, really good contact potential. We're taking this guy, Gavin Popeye Schuster. He is our first round pick over Perry Campbell. We're going with the college guy, and he's from Boston College. Go Eagles. Let's go. Meet demand. Join the team. Move things on. Round 2. And we've still got a high school arm here, 40 BABIP, no thank you. Danny Chandler, that other college bat here with horrible personality is here, but he's got an interesting bat. What if we just go college players here? So it's Chandler. We got Travis Papp here, who's even worse defensively than Chandler is. And then we got Bob Scatterow from Fresno State. Side armor, don't love that. But interesting college starter potential. 45 BABIP, don't love that, but he does have the 65 home runs allowed. Butch Brown's got some interesting defensive capabilities here. He went to Delaware, go Blue Hens. Looks like probably more of like an elite second baseman than he is a shortstop, at least with this potential here. He's interesting. I don't know if I want to take him now. Bobby Dinkle here. No real defensive home for him. Plays at La Tech, at the Love Shack. That's what their field is called. This really interesting fly ball high school hitter is still here. Even though he's not going to be great defensively, the 75 power potential with the 75 avoid K potential really intrigues me. Like, the idea of a guy who can hit like 45 home runs for you and strike out like 10% of the time is just very intriguing to me. So I think we might be leaning either Danny Chandler or Jalen McCoy. I don't think I want to go high school arm here, especially since he has the 40 BABIP. Who is the other guy we were thinking of? This guy is interesting. I think I still prefer McCoy over him. There was the college. Yeah, Bob Scatterow. Bob Scatterow was the other one. So I think it's probably between Scatterow and McCoy. Because I think I prefer McCoy more than Chandler, because Chandler's personality is so bad. I mean, just imagine the fucked up shit he's doing at Yale, man. He's hanging out with Craig Breslow and Meatball Ron over there doing some problematic shit. So yeah, Jalen McCoy, I mean, that bat is so intriguing. Or you go with the closer to the bigs starter from Fresno State, Bob Scatterow. I think we just have to go Scatterow here. We're going to go Scatterow. I don't know. We're going to go Scatterow. We're going Scatterow here. Boom. He's our second pick. And maybe Jalen McCoy is still here. He is. We're taking him. We're not even thinking twice about it. Boom. Jalen McCoy. He's our next pick. We move things on. Round 4. Danny Chandler's no longer there. But we got an 80 grade pop potential. Durable, has no defensive home other than first base or DH, which is not defensive position, so no defensive home. Ground ball hitter, no thank you. This guy is a decent outfielder. Danny Fontana, good name. Low accuracy, though, so even, we got no clue what that guy's doing. We got an incredibly interesting reliever here. Looks like you got a very elite stuff, very elite movement, elite fastball splitter combo, really, really good personality class. Interesting name as well, Ross Niswanger. Robbie Knowles is a no defensive home, really interesting bat. Do we have any, that Butch Brown guy is still here. This guy is not a real 70 range. This guy is interesting as he's already got some utility to his game. But Butch Brown has utility too, he just doesn't have the games played there. So he could absolutely give you the same utility that, I guess Hitchcock has the outfield as well. And he doesn't have the 50-turn DP, so he can't really play you, even though it does say 60 potential here. I don't know why that would be higher than Butch Brown's shortstop potential. I don't know. That makes no sense to me. But I think I do prefer Butch Brown between those two. This guy's interesting. Goes to Butler, and he's from Mexico. He's got, the avoid K is going to be a problem. That's going to be he's striking out 48% of the time, even with this elite third base pop and arm and range. Man, that avoid K is brutal. Brutal. Maybe that's a guy we take round 6 or 7, but I don't know if I want to take him here. Any good outfielders? That's a relief pitcher who I'd imagine probably just has the range and he can't play. Yep, that's exactly what he is. That guy's not intriguing. It's mainly avoid K over BABIP. Don't like that. So, yeah, Butch Brown, if we go infielder here for the infield range, he would be the option. Or there's a bunch of like high school, higher potential guys who are always kind of like lying to you with how good they are. High I, high power. This guy's interesting. 3 true outcomes. Has serious swing or miss. Switch hitter though. I feel like we got to save this guy from going to Texas A&M. You don't want to go there, man. This is an NIL kid right here from Philly going to Texas A&M. You don't need to go to Texas A&M, man. You don't have to do it. I think I prefer Butch Brown over him, so I think we're going to go Butch Brown. Butch Brown is going to be our 4th round pick here. We're taking him out of the University of Delaware. Boom. 4th round pick, move things on. Round 5. And Alex Reyes with his big pop and BABIP is here. No defensive home. Ryan Metz is an interesting no defensive home bat as well. Big BABIP, big gap power, decent power and eye. Who are the best college guys here? So we've got like college outfielder, corner guy, very interesting bat, serious power, good BABIP, very, very good speed profile, elite bunter as well. We got some arms here, some relievers. Zach Boscheman from UCLA. He's intriguing. We could go like a bunch of college relievers. That's something I'm not opposed to doing. Or there's this guy who's starter potentially from New Jersey, Mark Bemlander. Lefty side armor, which means he's probably going to be way, way better facing lefties than righties his whole career. Kind of problematic there, but also, already pretty developed lefty is not totally crazy for me. This he's whatever. Yeah, he's whatever. Rich Gibson here, big pop, but horrible avoid K and nothing else to go with it. Jeremy Green here is an interesting. Okay. He's a JUCO guy, though. I do like the line drive hitter, gap power. Not the greatest speed, but he's got really good defensive capability. Plus, his name's Jeremy. This guy's Canadian. The eye is very intriguing, but he's got no home. Nothing else to go along with it. This guy's an intriguing college bat. David Romano. Esteban Romero. There's some interesting college bats here. Yeah. For sure. But then there's those arms too, those college relievers. Are there college start? So the best college starters are Bemlander, who's that sidearm lefty guy. There's Nick Goodman. Okay. Texas Tech. I mean, we do love the high control. He looks like he's gonna have like a crazy, like junk baller, elite curve, splitter, knuckle curve, with like a good cutter, changeup to boot with it. I mean, this guy, I like him better than Bemlander. And then Ismael Rodriguez, who's an extreme ground ball. I definitely like these two better than Bemlander. It's just, do we want to go college bat, who we would probably go Phil Vale here? Or Jeremy Green? I probably prefer Phil Vale. Man. The pop, though, is very intriguing. The power speed potential for him, even if he is just a corner outfielder. Yeah, so I would probably go Vale, or we would go Nick Goodman. Man. The idea of this kind of junk baller, really high control profile, and he's from Texas Tech, is really intriguing to me, I will say. We're going to do it. We're taking Nick Goodman. Boom. Meet the demand. Move things on. Those two guys are still here. Phil Vale's still here. We're going. Phil Vale's our guy. Bang. Move things on round 7. Jeremy Green's still here. Like, who is going? Who is going if not these guys? Bemlander's still there. Rodriguez went. This is all just... Yeah, Bemlander went. Or Bemlander's still here, but the other guy, Ismael, went. And then we got a bunch of 45s here. This guy's all stuff, nothing else. This guy's kind of intriguing with control and movement, but not really. Did I see these from Massachusetts and went to Arizona? I mean, sicko stuff, man. Just go to BC. 80 control. Yeah, no. Bemlander is definitely the by far and away best starter there. And then as far as the bats go for college guys, we got a group of 50 guys here. We got Josh Story, who we were liking. Jeremy Green still here. David Romano's still here. I mean, that's 3 guys right there we like. Green, Romano, and Story. And that's not even getting down into somewhere like the 45s who, those guys can be pretty intriguing as well. We got a 70 pop guy here. And then if we just go all players, there's like this high schooler who has 60 potential, but like, no defensive home, and a lot of the high school potential, like high potential guys that are that are here at this point in the draft, they're pretty much like lying to you with what they actually are. This guy though, high adaptability, work ethic, interesting enough bat, 60 range, probably the most or this guy. No defensive home, though, but really, really good, really interesting bat. Maybe I'm just seeing this and being like, oh, he's Japanese, so that's cool, so that's why he's, like, going to the front of my list here. But, so yeah, it's like Yuchi, Brad Mantone, and then the college guys. Green's like a JUCO guy, so, like, Josh Story's got some serious pop and eye. Romano's like a better... I guess not with the eye, but like he's a more developed, better defensive version of that Japanese guy. So really, it's like Story, Romano, and then the high school guy I was saying was, yeah. So yeah, okay. So it's Romano or Story. It's Romano or Story, or we could go with the college or the starter. Bemlander, who I don't think is anything that special. As my neighbor's dog is outside barking. And, yeah, we're going to go with a college guy here, and we're either going to go Romano or Story. The switch hitting pop potential with the eye, the three true outcome, like turn into like an Adam Dunn type for me, that's really intriguing. He's not doing well at all in the draft league, though. Romano is... We're taking Romano, just because he has better defensive capability, so Romano's going to be our guy. We move things on. Story's still here, so we're just going to take him. We're taking Josh Story. Bang, boom. That's our 8th round pick. We're on to round 9. Alrighty, so we have finished the first-year player draft here. We left off after taking Josh Story, the big power eye guy, in the round 8. Now, in round 9, we took a reliever in Justin Golightly. There's a dad joke somewhere in there with that name. Not that I can think of on the top of my head, but there is one in there somewhere. Very already developed reliever out of the University of Minnesota, ground baller, fits all we like. So we took him round 9. Round 10, we took Abdul Rahim Karati, or something like that last name. Karoti? Something like that. High control, possible really good fastball, curveball mix here. Some good stamina to go with it. So it could be like a stopper type guy if he develops. At a Middle Tennessee State, go Blue Raiders. Round 11, we took another arm in Jake Long with some seriously good home run suppression here. He's already durable as well. Ivy League problematic, but he's, New Jersey Ivy League. So, 0.001% better than like the rest of them. And then we have round 12. Sergio Del Cid, a switch-hitting high school infielder with some seriously good, like, third base, 65 range, 65 arm type stuff. Decent bat, high adaptability, high work ethic. In round 13, we took Adam Snyder, another really good home run suppression, extreme ground ball reliever type guy, decent control too, out of a high school. And then in round 14, we took Chad Anderson, another high movement lefty pitcher, 50 control, high adaptability, high work ethic out of a high school. Then it's Sean Goodell, high control, decent movements, 22-year-old out of Mercyhurst University College, 15th round pick. Round 16, we took Mark Hickson, big stuff, fastball, curveball combo, could possibly develop. He's 17, not even 18 yet. He will be in a couple days. And then in round 17, we took Kung Woo Zhang, something like that. 60 power potential, good personality class. At that point in the draft, we're just taking swings on guys. So we took him, and then around 18, we took Oscar Gattasita. I don't know why that's so hard for me to pronounce. But anyways, round 18 at a St. Bonaventure, high catcher framing, really good personality class. Catch our guys in the minor leagues, never make it to the big leagues. That's your role. 19 was Tim Costley. Big BABIP and power and eye for this point in the draft. Good personality class. That's what it takes in round 19. And then around 20, BABIP, power, eye, decent base running, high IQ, no position, but cool name as well. He's not a drunkard, he's Nick Drinkard. Switch hitter, too. So that was our 20th round pick, and that was our 2030 first-year player draft class.